You know that feeling, right? Sipping coffee under some buzzing neon sign, the hum of the interstate just outside the window. It's like a whole other country that exists between the exits. Well, today, we're going to pull off the highway and explore that world, the world of America's roadside diners and truck stops. It's a story written in chrome, gallons of coffee, and thousands of miles of long white lines.
It's so easy to get caught up in the romance of the open road. You know, the freedom, that big, endless sky. But have you ever really thought about what it was like for the drivers back in the 50s, 60s, or especially the 70s? For them, life on the road was just a series of tough, relentless problems that had to be solved every single day.
Think about it. Before smartphones, before GPS, a trucker's day was a constant scramble. Where's the next diesel pump? Where can I get a hot meal that didn't just come out of a wrapper? And maybe the most important question of all, where am I gonna find a safe place to park this rig for the night? That basic, fundamental need, well, that's what gave birth to this entire industry of roadside lifelines.
All right, so let's zoom in and focus on a place that was a real crossroads for American industry, Western Pennsylvania. You had the historic Lincoln Highway, the super busy I-80 corridor, and that created the perfect storm for some of the most iconic roadside stops to pop up. And they became way more than just a place to get gas. They became destinations in their own right.
So right there on the old Lincoln Highway in Somerset, you'll find this gleaming beacon of chrome, the Summit Diner. Now this isn't some new place trying to look old. This is the real deal. It's a genuine Jerry O'Mahony diner car, built back in New Jersey and serving folks right on this spot since 1960. For more than 60 years, that stainless steel has been a welcome sight for tired travelers.
And when you step inside, you get it. This is the soul of a real diner. You slide onto one of those spinning vinyl stools at that long counter, and boom, you're a part of something. You could have a long-haul trucker on one side of you and a local doctor on the other. It was the great equalizer, a place where the conversation flowed just as freely as the coffee.
So what's the secret? How does a place like this last for so long? Well, it's not about being trendy. It's about being honest. This review says it all. Real mashed potatoes. It's the simple stuff, done right. When you serve food with that kind of care, you're not just filling stomachs, you're building a legacy that people come back for year after year.
But, not every stop was a shiny diner car. For the professional driver, there was a different kind of sanctuary. Places like the Keystone Restaurant and Truck Stop in Loretto, Pennsylvania. This was a classic, independent spot, built for one reason and one reason only, to serve the long hauler. It was a place that just understood the rhythms of the road. And the menu? Man, the menu tells the whole story. This isn't fancy food, this is fuel. Hearty, no-nonsense stuff like a hot beef sandwich just swimming in gravy or a perfect Western omelet. For a trucker who's been staring at asphalt for 10 hours straight, a plate of country fried steak, that wasn't just a meal, that was a little taste of home. Okay, so while these diners and truck stops were the physical community hubs, a tech revolution was happening in the 1970s that created a virtual one. It crackled to life right through the airwaves, connecting every single rig on the highway. I'm talking, of course, about the CB radio. Now, the CB had been around for a while, but it was really the 1973 oil embargo that changed everything. It went from being kind of a hobbyist toy to an absolutely essential lifeline. All of a sudden, drivers were using the airwaves to find gas, to warn each other about way stations, and, yeah, to find the bears. The CB created this golden age of trucker culture. And to keep a little distance from the authorities, drivers took on aliases, their handles. But what started as just a practical thing quickly turned into a form of self-expression. Your handle, whether it was Rubber Duck or Roadhog, it was your identity. It was a symbol of your independence out there on the road. And this community basically invented its own secret language. A bear wasn't a fuzzy animal, it was a cop. A chicken coop was a way station, and your favorite diner for a good meal, well, that was the choke and puke. Yeah. This slang wasn't just for fun. It created this incredible subculture with a language all its own. All right, now let's hit the fast forward button to today because the American roadside has, well, it's completely transformed. The grit and the analog chatter of the 70s, it's pretty much been replaced by the polished digital convenience of the 21st century. The mission's the same. Serve the driver, but the way they do it is a world apart. And man, the change is just stark when you put it side by side. The CB radio chatter that connected everybody is gone, replaced by the silent glow of smartphones and Wi-Fi. That single grill with a familiar menu, now it's a massive food court with 10 different fast food chains. Even parking has gone high-tech. The old first-come, first-served scramble is now an app where you can pay extra to reserve a prime parking spot. It's a total shift from grit to gadgets, from community to convenience.
And the scale of this new model is just staggering. In one single year, a big chain like Pilot can announce it's adding over 500 new truck parking spaces. We're not talking about a couple of new lots. This is a massive, coordinated investment in a super high-tech, high-convenience network.
I mean, the modern travel plaza isn't really a truck stop anymore. It's more like a small city. You've got full-on repair shops, barbers, medical clinics, gyms, even dog parks. There are driver lounges with big-screen TVs showing movies. They're designed to meet every single possible need a modern driver could have. So, with this huge evolution from the old independent diner to the corporate megacenter, you have to ask, what's left from that golden age, and what have we maybe lost along the way?
Well, the good news is some of those icons are still out there. Places like the Summit Diner are still thriving, not because they're trying to compete on amenities, but because they offer something the big chains just can't: an authentic piece of history, a real connection to a place, and a burger that actually tells a story.
But we've got to be realistic. It is incredibly hard to run a historic, independent spot these days. This quote about the legendary snowshoe truck stop restaurant having to close its doors, it's a gut punch. And it wasn't because of a lack of customers, it was a lack of staff. A very modern problem for a classic place.
But this is what shows you the key to survival. You have to adapt. Even though the restaurant at Snowshoe closed, the essential stuff for the driver, the fuel, the parking, the convenience store, all of that is still there. It proves that these classic spots have to change to stay alive. The form is different, but that core mission of serving the driver, that's still there.
And that kind of leaves us with one big question, doesn't it? Today's driver has more comfort, more choices, more convenience than ever dreamed of back in the 70s. But in gaining all that, in trading the Chrome and the CB chatter for Wi-Fi and reserved parking, what have we left behind? That's the question that just kind of hangs in the air, somewhere out there on that long white line.